Did you see Joe Burrow's injury from last week?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't watch a second of the game.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sarcasm, boy. A throat contusion. I think that's
yeah.
what they labeled it as. I read a headline today on ESPN.com that said that he has been prescribed with voice rest. Sounds ideal. So I got to ask you, DJ, like when you're having a rough day and you could give voice rest to one person, let's just say you're at home and you're just having a day. Would you give your wife voice rest or would you give your, like 4 or 5 year old son voice rest?
I'd like to give my wife throat contusion.
Can't beat that. Let's get loaded because this is the Loaded Box Podcast.
Where we never finish first because we finished last.
You know what? That went a completely different direction than I anticipated, but that's my fault.
I thought that was the direction it was going.
I should have seen that coming. I was going to say, I thought you were going to straight up answer my question. Looking back at it, I'm glad you did. I love the route that you went. I was going to say, I was going to answer my own question, and I was going to say I would pass on both, and I would give you voice rest if Tua struggles against the Jaguars this Sunday. You are going to be I'm going to mute my phone. I have to figure out how to mute a certain number because not only if Tua comes back, he gets the Jaguars. There's no excuse. Despite
and I get to watch the whole game.
8:30 in the morning our time.
I'm waking my ass up. I'm mowing the lawn, and I'm going to watch that because I'm with Dad.
Dude, here's the thing. The thing about playing 8:30, I love this because if they win all day, I'm just on cloud nine. I'm in heaven. The contrary to that, I don't want to talk about it. Oh. If they lose that, though, I'm pissed from 11:30 on. It's the Jaguars. They've lost 20 games in a row.
You can't be on cloud nine from beating a team you can just be on regular cloud.
Cloud. I have to be on cloud. Can I be on cloud 2?
I think the fantasy football day, if you win, is what makes or breaks your entire day after that. If you lose, then your day's just over.
You're right. If I go in all my head-to-head leagues, if I have a losing record and the Dolphins lose, that Monday is the worst day always when that happens. I hate that. Oh, just brutal. But DJ, we're here to talk NFL gambling as we always do on this episode. What are you drinking there? Canada Dry?
Ginger ale, sugar-free, because I don't want to become like you.
I'm just assuming that you threw a little bit of vodka in there, or what happened?
Yep, I sprinkled a little vodka in the nip, and
nice. I'm double fisting. I got some Busch Light, and I've got a local beer that I poured into a glass. So I'm just rotating between the two.
I had this Carbon 4 here in did you go there when you were here in Madison, Wisconsin?
I had that, yeah.
They have this October ale, which I'm massively obsessed with. So I drove all the way out there, which was a 35-minute drive for me. Had some beers and bought one of their growlers so I could bring it home. So I had a couple of those last night. It's so fucking good. October ale.
Gonna say, you bought it, but then you finished it on your way home is what I thought you were going to say.
I drank enough beers there that I didn't need to finish it on my way home.
Beautiful. Good stuff. DJ, it's NFL Week 6. As always, we're doing our best against the spread picks for the week. Real quick, last week I had one to forget about. I went 1-4. You, on the other hand, had a winning week. You went 3-2-1. For the season, I'm dead even record-wise at 11-11. I am plus 0.4 units. DJ, you are above 500. You are 16-13-1 at an impressive plus 3.5 units. So we need to keep that going this week. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 7 carded plays. I wish
I could follow my own advice, bro. I think I was a little hungover Sunday, and I just started betting the games, and I don't think I followed any of my own bets. I followed a few, but then I tapered off. I didn't want to look at my bets. I was just too lazy to look. So I just put them in real quick.
Plug them in tonight. That's what I did. I'm scared of a couple of line movements of what I've got going on here tonight, so I plugged them in already.
We'll see.
Well, let's kick it off right away. And for how backwards this is, I'm actually going to lead off with one of mine. So this is eventually going to turn into the DJ show. But
always,
for the time being, I'm going to lead off with a 2-team teaser because it involves, we're recording this Wednesday. It involves the Thursday night game.
Ooh, you're pulling at me. I won my Thursday night game last week.
Yeah, and the only way I feel like I'm going to win it is if I tinker with the spread. So I'm making it my 2-team tease of the week. I'm bumping that Bucks line down to just 1. And I'm bumping the Chiefs who play Washington on Sunday. I'm bumping that down to 0.5. So the Chiefs literally just need to win. And DJ, you know me. I've been kind of conservative all year, 0.2 units basically throughout the entire thing. I've got less bets this week, but I'm bumping up a couple of the units. And this one, I'm going to 0.4 units. We can kind of, I'm trying to see here. Yeah, you talk about we talk about the Chiefs in our next game as well. We'll kind of spoil something. So rather than talking about the Chiefs, I'll focus this one on my Buccaneers talk. Tom Brady is on his third Hall of Fame career. This guy could have retired 2 or 3 different times, come back, and then put together new Hall of Fame careers. They look unstoppable at this point in time. If you're playing FanDuel, I'm guessing it's a Chris Godwin week. I've been so on using Buccaneers receivers. I used Antonio Brown last week. Cash. Like, it was just simple. Just play the odds. Go with Godwin this week. The Eagles surprised both of us last week. I mean, they surprised us against Carolina. That game, Carolina had that game. They were up like 15-3 at one point. Just a terrible loss.
I had the under.
You did hit the under on that one. That was a good call. That was a perfect call. You won that easily.
Yeah.
But, man, there's a big difference right now between Carolina and Tampa Bay. Like, Tampa Bay's farther south, first and foremost.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's a big difference between those two teams. And if Tampa Bay's up that –
Carolina? Is that right?
No, I'm talking about – Jesus, you're not following me. I'm just going to keep going because everyone else probably was following me.
You got confusing there for a second.
If the Buccaneers are up like what Carolina was last week against the Eagles, they're not letting up. They're just going to keep piling it on. They're just going to keep driving it home. And – I mean, I almost like this game the way it is. And the fact that I can bump it down to just 1 feels like stealing. That's why I'm going 0.4 units on this one. We'll talk about the Chiefs next. But before we go into that Chiefs game, do you have any thoughts on that Bucs-Eagles Thursday night game?
Well, I mean, I don't think the Buccaneers are as good as everybody as what they. I mean, the great games they've had is going to been against, like, obviously they had that good game in Week 1 against the Cowboys, but the Falcons, who are abysmal, and that
game against the Cowboys could have went either way, and that was a great game.
Yeah, they beat the fuck out of the Dolphins again, really bad. Everybody's beating them. Otherwise, they win by 2 to the Patriots. They lose by 10 to the Rams. They just haven't had a quality opponent yet. I don't think the Eagles are quality. I think their defense is good enough to keep it close as like the Patriots. So probably bumping it down to 1 is safer. But I don't think Tampa Bay is this 5 touchdown passing team. I think they've had. Tom Brady's good. They're not that good. Their secondary is really bad.
They're banged up.
Terrible.
They're banged up. They lost Levante David now too.
Yeah, and then I really don't think Mike Evans looks like he's kind of coming downhill a little bit.
I don't think so.
I think he does. I think he's
why.
I just don't think he looks as. He just doesn't look like he cares.
He always looks pissed off. That's just the demeanor. He went for like 700 yards and a couple of scores last week.
Yeah, I think he's too big, getting older. Like, the size catches up with you with your age. You're breaking down. He's always been full of injuries. So all the combination of everything like that, I feel like he's on like the downward trajectory of this.
I find it funny that we're talking about Mike Evans and his age when Tom Brady's 7,000 years old. He's not the one that we're worried about age-wise.
He doesn't have to run fucking routes and get hit by guys and shit like that.
Oh,
like,
man.
Rodgers is going to play very elite until he's 45 if he wants to as well. But
for the Dolphins.
For somebody else. But I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and buy into the Buccaneers yet because I want to see them play. I mean, like I said, the Rams beat them by 10. The Patriots, they only beat by 2. I want to see them play more quality opponents before I judge them on beating really shitty teams.
Well, let's move into the other side of this because we both have we both have the same play. The only difference is I'm going 0.3 units. You're going 0.7 unis for the second week in a row. Mm-hmm. Chiefs favored by 6.5 at Washington. This is one, DJ, where when I saw it at 6.5, because when I looked the first time, it was at 7. I saw it go down to 6.5, and that's when I placed my bet. I'm all about this at that 6.5 versus 7. And in my opinion, it's discount week. That's what this is, right? Like, it's the Chiefs just taking it to them by the Bills. And now you're going on the road against a team that's kind of underperformed. Their defense isn't living up to anything what we thought they would be with Washington. So I think you're getting a discount here. And the Chiefs have a losing record again? Like, what the hell's going on? They're going to bounce back. I have this in my teaser, so I only have to win in that one. But still, by a touchdown, I felt bad putting this into my teaser because I feel like it's knock on wood, like damn near an automatic. They have to win this game by a touchdown or more. Winning alone isn't going to be enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like a get right game because it's the perfect matchup for them. And Washington's defense has been all of a sudden maybe the worst we've seen for a long time.
Yeah. What the hell?
I shouldn't say that because the Chiefs is on record to be the worst defense of literally all time. Literally all time. And I think it's up there with the Packers.
There's a stat out there that like the team in the NFL that averaged the most yards per play ever was like the Greatest Show on Turf Rams. They averaged like 7 yards per play.
Yep.
Right now, the Chiefs are allowing like 7.1 or 7.2 yards per play. They are statistically going to give up like a combined best offensive output in NFL history.
Right, exactly. Their defense is terrible, but they're lucky to be going up against the Washington football team's offense. And Washington's not a team that can keep up with a Chiefs team that starts scoring like crazy on them. They're not going to come back in this game. 6.5. I mean, I don't need to tease it down. 6.5. I'll lay that. That's a game I should bet right now, actually.
That's what I'm telling you.
I don't want to give it to 7, but I will lay those 6.5 easily. I think Chiefs have major problems, though. I'm not going to lie. Patrick Mahomes, I don't know.
He's like third in the NFL in interceptions right now.
Yeah, he's got like 5 or 6 interceptions. He's doing
6
these
through
things
5.
that like Kyler Murray does, but he's always done it, but not getting away with it. They're getting too cute on offense. I feel like Andy Reid's just trying to be too cute. Their defense is bad. This is why I've always favored Aaron Rodgers all over all these other guys because he stays consistent.
How about those still frames of Tyrann Mathieu going like with his arms up, like it, just looking back, like where's the defense? What's going on right now?
They're bad. They're really bad, and the offense is struggling itself. I don't know what to think.
To be fair, though, that Bills team is really fucking good right now.
Right, but they're 2-3. Like we didn't expect that. If you're going to be a really good football team, no matter how hard your schedule is,
right?
I don't know if you can start out 2-3, man. And the Chargers are a wagon right now.
I've said this before, though, and I'll bring it up again in case no one's heard my comparison here. But it's almost like the Chiefs. They're kind of like the Warriors in NBA. You know what I mean? It's the whole idea of like. We're going to turn it on when the postseason starts. Like regular season's fine, it's whatever. We'll get our wins, we'll make it. But that's just what it seems like, though, because they're never burying teams.
I don't think they're just good enough. I just don't think they're good enough.
You wouldn't bet against them, though, would you? I mean, I guess you did a couple weeks ago, but
I lost and bet against them. I think, but I really just don't think they're. I don't think they're elite anymore.
What trio, though, are you taking over Mahomes, Kelsey, and Hill? Because there's not many.
I'm worried that if you take Tyreek Hill away, they have a lot of big troubles.
That's
true. They can't really run the ball.
Because at receiver, you're not really scared of anyone. They have players that have a unique skill set to put them in good situations, but they don't have anyone that scares you like Tyreek does.
Well, all the teams are going to do right now is they're going to try to rush 4 and sit back. And play defense. And if you can't get to him, then they're going to be in trouble. But if you have the ability to do that, which I thought the Eagles could. Obviously, the
Bills did.
But the Chargers can do that. I think the Broncos are going to make the game tight against them because they can absolutely do that.
Right.
So we'll see. I don't think teams have I think he'll do some cool stuff eventually. We'll see.
We talk about that, though, and this kind of goes against what we're betting here because Washington, if they have a strength, even though it hasn't shown up, it's those edge rushers.
I don't think they have a strength at all right now.
Yeah, but you still think Chase Young is one of the best edge rushers in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just nothing's clicking right now. That team is fucking hard to figure out. I'm done betting on them for a while. I bet on them every damn week.
Well, the football team?
Yeah.
The football club, WFC?
WFC. DJ, let's go into the next one of yours because it's the Cowboys and Patriots, and I'm intrigued by this game for a couple of different reasons. But what's your play on this one?
Oh, I've got the Cowboys minus 3.5. Wait, I haven't given my units yet. I have 0.7 unis on the Chiefs.
I know. I did make note of that.
Bet. Yeah, but I wanted the people to hear it from my mouth. And then I think you might have said the other one. But
let me cut in real quick. I got a text message from a buddy that's trying to comment right now on our live stream.
Working?
And so ever since StreamYard, like and Twitter, like the way that we have to stream it, we're not getting as much data, and the comments aren't coming in. So if you can hear me saying this, that's why I'm ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you on purpose or your comments or whatever. So if you have a question or a comment about this podcast and you have my cell phone number, text me.
We need to call StreamYard and get that shit fixed and be like, hey, why aren't we seeing our comments?
Otherwise, we're going to take them out in the fucking backyard.
I'm paying fucking money for this shit.
It's real money.
I'll kneecap these assholes. Anyways, I got the Cowboys minus 3.5, 0.3 unis at the Pats. The Cowboys Davis has been playing very good. Diggs is he has 6 interceptions in 5 weeks. He's better than your guy. What's his name in Miami? Xavier Howard.
Xavier Howard. Before you go on, let me give you a funny stat as well that I have about this. Trayvon Diggs has 1 less reception than Brandon Ayuk this year.
That's incredible.
It's amazing.
Brandon Ayuk looked way shorter than I thought he was, so it must be the uniform thing.
Anyway.
But I don't see how the Pats, they're going to struggle to score like they have. Mac Jones, the Patriots, they're not good, Pat. I'm sorry. Your measuring bar for Mac Jones in week 1 was the Dolphins, and it should have been the opposite of what you thought the measuring bar was, because they're both bad football teams. Yes, like the measuring bar is like, oh, he's not really that good because they beat him by the Dolphins beat him by 1 when they should have lost. Like they're both crappy teams. Mac Jones, he might be good. He's not good right now, and I don't see him taking a big step this year at this point. He also doesn't have the greatest wide receivers in the world.
Right.
They're just I think dudes. Damian Harris is injured.
Yep.
But I know their defense can still do things, but the Cowboys have too many weapons. I don't think there's a defense that can just stop them. There's certain teams that cannot be stopped. We have the Packers this year, the Cowboys, usually the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Rams, the Bills. Those teams right now are teams that doesn't matter the defense. I think they're going to be able to score. Cardinals. They're going to be able to score on you one way or the other. The Cowboys are this team. They'll be able to put up at least 24-ish points, and I don't see with the Cowboys defense how the Patriots get to 20, So I really like the Cowboys in this matchup.
Why I like this one is because I think a lot of the same things you do, but I would bump it down to 3. I'd buy the half. You know why though? And this is me living in the past.
I'm the bad boy of betting.
Never
buy the half point.
Don't buy it. I ain't paying extra for yo shit. It's old school me living this one out, and I see this game being in New England, and it just makes me a little bit scared because just throughout our adult lives, not even our adult lives, our pre-adult and our adult lives, it's been impossible to win in New England, and that certain things just get ingrained in you and become part of what you see and what you think and what you believe. And that's part of this. And is this, do you know off the top of your head, is this a game that starts at like 3:30?
Well, let's see where I put it in my thing. It's pretty far down.
It's pretty far down.
Yeah, it's probably a 3:00 game based on where I put it.
So that means by about the start of the second half, it's going to get starting to get dark there. It's dark. It's New England, man. It just scares me. That's what gets me. So I'm on your side here, but I'm buying the half. That's the only ad lib I would make to that bet. And then I like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if you can't. There's not even a spot to comment on here.
Oh,
I was just looking at it because I wanted to see what it looked like, and there's not even a spot to comment.
Well, like I said, like you said, we're going to email StreamYard. We're going to take them all back. Just give them the business a little bit.
Yeah,
we want our money back. Fucking guy.
It's frustrating to me. Hold on, let me see. I think I clicked on the wrong shit. Nope, still the same thing. Oh, no, I lied.
Well, but it ain't going to come through, so it doesn't matter.
I'm going to try.
Transition. DJ, we're going on to another one of yours because you have all the goddamn bets this week. This is one of your easy ones. This is your weekly slam dunk. Speaking of, I have a side note about your college weekly slam dunk that I'll get to in a second. But you got the Packers favored by 4. Yes, you won. Packers 4.5 in Chicago.
Yeah, Packers bet them. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm not scared of Justin Fields. I don't have analysis. I bet on the team because they win more than they lose. They cover more than they don't. Good teams win. Great teams cover. They're good. They win. They're great. They cover a lot. They should have covered last week. They had opportunities to score touchdowns when they should have. I think they ended up pushing. Whatever. You didn't lose money with them. They just consistently do that. So I'm just going to bet down on them every week because I don't want to be the one that misses a win. So let's just take a loss. I'll win more games than I lose. Just continually bet on the Green Bay Packers.
You watch more of the team, obviously, than I do. Is Eric Stokes that first-round pick that wasn't like a consensus first-round pick, but after even 5 weeks, you're like, yep, he deserved it?
We're shocked. We're shocked as Packer fans because he was struggling preseason and then in the first game there, and he wasn't even playing that much, and Kevin King was crap, and I think he started to realize, as Kevin King got hurt or sucked, that it's like maybe I can play with these guys a little bit. Now he's getting more confident, and now Jair is out, and he's even more confident. He's playing really well. He looks fucking good. So if Jair is healthy and he's healthy,
that's what you need.
Play. Yeah, they are. That could be a really. He's sticking with receivers. He looks like Jair. His speed is excellent. He's also really fast, like Jair Alexander. They're very similar cornerbacks. Like they play the
long,
exact
isn't
same
he?
game.
Like he's got some. He got some size.
I don't think so. I think he's not the same. He's just an average size corner with good speed. Stokes. He's really fast. Really fast. That was like his biggest thing, and I was worried about that. Kevin King is long.
He's lanky.
Yeah,
what's the word on Jair? Is he like short term, like the 3 week IR? See what happens.
3 week IR. See if they can heal it up. No surgery plan, and see if he can come out and play with it in a few weeks here.
Just physical therapy.
We might be able to get Jair, Bakhtiari, Jenkins, all these guys back at like the same fucking time, or like in like ladders. And it's going to be great.
You get Pro Bowlers back to a team that has one loss on the season, week 1, where we throw week 1 out the damn window.
Yeah, week 1 doesn't even exist.
Yeah, man. I don't know. This one's interesting to me. What are the Packers? How do they typically fare against a mobile quarterback? Is that something you're worried about?
In the past they were.
I remember they had issues with Colin Kaepernick back in the day.
They've been really good against like Russell Wilson's as of late. To really just Russell Wilson, because he's really the only mobile quarterback we faced that much that I can think of. Yeah. It's more like scrambling situations because we play a lot of man, and then they run around like that's when we look stupid. Is when we're playing. They kill us in man. That's when they'll kill us. When it's not a designed run, we haven't been as bad in designed runs. But Justin Fields isn't out there to run the ball, so that's not my biggest concern with him. He wants to throw the ball. They're going to play conservative. I mean, their offensive line isn't great. We're just better than they are. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. That's the shoe. And before we go into your next bet, where I was going at with your college, like plug and play, Cincinnati. They played at Temple last week. It was like a midweek. It was like Thursday or Friday game.
Yep.
They were favored by 30. I think it was against Temple.
Yep.
I read something about Temple being able to hang, so I just did like a very small bet on Temple. Forgot that I did it. It was late that night, and I'm like, oh, shit, I got money on the line. I looked. It was 50-0 or 50-3.
I bet Temple, too, thinking Cincinnati was coming off of a huge win against Notre Dame. I'm like, all Temple has to do is be within 30 points. Suck. Cincinnati is coming off of a fucking – like that. I mean, I watch Cincinnati. I bet on them like every game, but I'm like, I think Temple can keep us within 30 coming off that Notre Dame game. They can keep within 30. It was never even close. Temple's terrible. I knew they were bad already, but I'm like 30 points. Yeah. I think they can hang or get some garbage time touchdowns.
That's what I was thinking too. I have more on that I could add, but we're the NFL show, so I'll let it slide. Let's go to your next one here. You got action in a Browns versus Cards game. I look at this game and I just see fucking points, man.
So what I see is a rat line. Everybody's going to want to bet the Cards here. Browns are made favored by 3. I know they're at home. They're coming off a loss against the Cardinals. I saw a little bit of the the Kyler Murray Cardinal offense that I was expecting to see last week. They were slow. They didn't play real well. They didn't dominate, I think.
The Niners contained them very well.
They really did. And Trey Lance, he's not ready yet. He might be really good at some point, but he's definitely not ready. I can see why.
And now he's dinged up. So
yeah, I can see why they were playing. They were going to play Garoppolo this whole year. I think he is the better quarterback for that team as it stands right now for their playoff chances and Super Bowl chances. Trey Lance is obviously probably the better future quarterback, who's hence why they drafted him because of his mobility and ability to throw. But the Browns do have a really good defense. And it was an area of this matchup this week against the Chargers was a strength versus weakness type of thing. Like the Chargers can throw, Browns maybe a little weaker on the pass defense. The Browns can run, and the Chargers' run defense really isn't good. So it was like a strength on the offense versus weakness on the defense on both sides, and it just got out of control.
That was
Browns
the funnest game I've watched all year.
Yeah. Browns defense is good.
Jesus.
Chargers defense is good. I loved when the Browns literally picked up Eckler and put him in the end zone. I was so happy.
It's actually on NFL Network as we were talking. Like they're replaying that game. That's like the game they're supposed to replay. Yeah.
But I also think I'm waiting for the Cardinals. I can see it. I can smell it. The Cardinals are going to disappoint. It's right around the corner. They're going to go on a little losing thing. Everybody's going to hate Cliff Kingsbury. I'm going to be the leader of that train when it starts to happen, and everybody's going to get on it. I'm going to toot that fucking horn. Browns -3 points. I thought it would be like 1.5 maybe if the Browns were going to be favored. Something real tight. 3. That's rat line to me. Give me the fucking Browns. I'm not comfortable unless I'm uncomfortable.
I love Cliff's Kingsbury. That's just
I switched it. I talk fast.
You do. You're the fast. You should have been an auctioneer in another life.
I probably should have. I know I talk real fast, but if you listen real fast, I ain't got to slow down for you to understand me.
For you to catch up is the actual lyric.
Enough.
You were so close, man. Because if you just said catch up, I was going to end with bitch because that's how he ends it. That's so great. We were close there. This is a pass. I don't even know what the over-under is on this one, but Jesus, I just think there's going to be points. Well, the Cardinals got held to 17 last week against the 49ers.
17. Yeah.
I think they're going to bounce back.
I don't think there's going to be as many points as you think. You're getting caught up, but the Browns' defense is good, and they play slow, and the Cardinals can pass rush. Like, they have the ability to, play a little bit of defense. So I think it's going to be a lot lower scoring than people expect after watching that Browns game. I should probably jump on the under because I think that's going to be another thing that you get that recency bias. You're like, oh, Browns and Cardinals, they just scored 1,000,000 points.
Just overreact to it.
Yeah.
I think I saw today both Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt did not practice. Once again, this is Wednesday. However, the more I've read into that, it sounds kind of like a maintenance day. We're just taking days off at this point in time because that's a big part of their offense. It's dirty. Like, those running backs are great. Kareem Hunt's a running back one for a lot of teams in this league.
They're both I was looking, Kareem Hunt is top. I think they're both 4 and 8 or something like that.
He was 8. He was 8 last time I checked because I have him and Eckler in a league, and I was like going into the
who's in the game at any time.
Oh no, and
it doesn't matter if they're on the goal line.
And it's not like one of them is dominating touchdowns either. They both get them.
That's what I'm saying. They don't. If they're on the goal line, they don't care who's in the game. Whoever's just rested.
Yep, whoever's freshest. You're right.
Yeah,
because they both get it done.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They don't care.
This one's tough. This is actually for how anti-gambling this sounds. This is that game that I don't need money on to enjoy. I'm gonna just like this game. I hope I like
to have money on the games I'm going to enjoy.
You can just double enjoy it.
Yeah, it's just double enjoy it.
I was just going to say that I hope this game isn't at noon so that I can enjoy it. But then I remembered that the Dolphins play at 8:30, and I can enjoy all the games at noon and at 3. I wish the Dolphins played at 8 o'clock every day. Just get that out of the way.
I hate it when the Packers play at noon. I would prefer 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or Monday night. I guess Monday night I could avoid, but definitely 3 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Monday night I'm okay with, but I definitely like being after the noon slate all the time.
I get why, and I should like it that way, but I look forward to it so much. I just want the noon game. That's why I think I'm so amped for an 8:30 game. Because back in the day, if I was still in college, I'd look at an 8:30 game and be like, fuck, I need to set 19 alarms because I'm going to be hammered the night before. However, with the kids waking me up between 5 and 5:30 or whatever the damn time it is, I'm going to have half my day in before this Dolphins game starts. It's going to be perfect.
You don't get up with them.
Oh, I do. Let's move on to your next one. You got an over-under play in this next one, DJ. You got Steelers and Seahawks game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Russell Wilson's out for 6 to 8 weeks. Ben Roethlisberger's 94 years old. Seahawks defense is playing. They're gonna have to play better. They're playing well. Joel Adams loves to stop the run.
Is it Sunday or Monday night?
Sunday night.
It's one of the prime time, I thought.
No,
yeah.
It's Sunday night. I just told you.
Okay.
What Mo Adams is a linebacker. I don't understand why he even plays safety.
He kind of has been. That's been his MO.
He just can't. He loves stopping the run and
he's
cannot defend
and blitzing. He's an in-box safety.
He's inside. He's a linebacker. I don't know what else to describe him. He is a linebacker. Obviously, the Steelers' defense is really good. I mean, they're gonna have. This is gonna be a really low-scoring Sunday night game. I'm envisioning like 10-13. It's gonna be one of those games where just nobody's fucking scoring. And you know what's gonna happen is it's gonna be like, I don't know what the weather is. Is it at Seattle? It's gonna be like pouring rain. I just have this gut feeling. There's gonna be nobody scoring. Geno Smith, he's not gonna do shit. Pat Roethlisberger's old. Seahawks defense has been solid. Obviously, Steelers defense, like I said, is really good. It's gonna be a punt fest. It's gonna be Big Ten football. It's gonna be Northwestern Wisconsin Saturday morning at 11. But we're gonna be watching it, all of us, on Sunday night on Twitter, complaining to each other like, this game is going by so fast and nothing's happening. This is terrible football type of deal.
How funny was that though? Like last week, a primetime game when Russell Wilson hurt his finger and they weren't doing much. And then all of a sudden Geno comes in from like his own goal line and goes like 6 for 6 and leads a touchdown drive.
58% chance of rain on Sunday.
See, look at that. You didn't even know that going into it. You just went with a gut feeling and you're half right according to the weatherman.
60% chance. That's crazy.
This is morbid and I feel bad saying it out loud. But when I saw Russell Wilson leave that game and I saw who came in, I instantly thought it was Tavares Jackson.
That's okay. So I almost said Tavares Jackson just now instead of saying
Geno.
It's at Pittsburgh. So I just gave you the wrong weather. So let's see.
Anyway.
Sunday is
So you were looking at the wrong city. You should leave it. Like Pittsburgh and Seattle have similar weather. Don't fuck with it.
It's 60 degrees and partly cloudy.
0% rain.
15% chance of rain. So went the opposite way.
Fuck.
They should move it to Seattle for the purpose.
They might. Who knows? You never know.
There's like a tornado in Pittsburgh.
2021. Anything's possible.
Yeah, anything's possible.
No, this is a good primetime game. I'm going to be watching football all day.
You don't even stay up. Like
I won't.
Sit here. I watch the games by myself while all of you in our message room on our Loaded Box podcast are sleeping. I'm here watching every game by myself. Well, I guess Ryan's up too. I got to give him props on that one. But the rest of you guys, I feel like I have to retell you about the game the next day. How do you guys even catch up? Like, how do you know?
I DVR and I watch it the next day.
What the fuck is wrong? I hate you so much.
DJ, it's my turn to talk about a game. Here's the bad thing. I have a play on a game, and you have a play on the same game. So we're going to both talk about this one. The game that we're talking about here is the Chargers and the Ravens. I've got the over 52 for 0.2 units. DJ is straight up taking the dog in this one, +3. The game is in Baltimore. Like I said, I've got that over for 0.2 units. DJ has got the Chargers for 0.5 units. So I kind of did the whole, I'm going into this game blind, and I'm going to put the line where I think it is, and I'm going to put the over under where I think it is. I was thinking that they were going to have this at 55 or 56. I saw 52, and yes, once again, recency bias, because the Chargers just scored 700 points and the Ravens on that Monday night comeback scored 800 points. So yeah, I'm probably falling into a bit of a trap here, but I only see this going up. And after what I saw, that Browns-Chargers game, it was back and forth, back and forth. The Ravens offense has that ability. They can do that. And we obviously, we saw the Colts offense look pretty good at certain points in that game. And it doesn't matter, because you talk about there's certain offenses that like defenses just aren't going to stop. The Chargers have kind of entered that territory, right? It's just a matter of time as well until Keenan Allen has the 112 receiving yard game for 2 touchdowns.
If Mike Williams keeps putting out his invisible juice.
Well, he'll have 95 and 3 touchdowns. It'll be fine.
I was listening to a podcast today, and pardon my take, and Booger McFarlane was on there, and he's like, I actually thought that the play was blown dead when Mike Williams caught the ball because there was nobody around it.
How?
It doesn't. I'm massively confused. He's like, I think he was even confused. Like, what's going on here? I don't understand how.
And I think earlier in that drive,
number one ahead of Cooper Kupp.
Earlier in that drive, I think is when he left because of his injury.
Yes,
and
he got injured, came right back, scored. Maybe they forgot he was in the game.
Are we sure he didn't just pop off the sideline and just do one of those things where he just comes out on the field? That's what it looked like. I was watching that game from outside. I felt I had to go outside with one of the kids. She was riding her bike around, and I was just watching. And I saw Herbert throw a bomb. I'm like, that's got to be Mike Will. And I look, no defender on the screen.
Yeah.
Fantasy points. Woo-woo. Man, we both loved Mike Will coming into this year. And ever since he's been healthy, little Keese, man. That's been clutch.
I was mad at myself for not grabbing him early like I always said I would and only getting him in one league. I'm so pissed. I should have been with the one with him in every league.
And you didn't even need to go that early.
No, I didn't. I could have got him around 4, and right now I'd be justified.
What do you make of that Ravens comeback? Because I don't make
much.
But it was impressive. In my opinion, that was impressive.
This is what happened. I'm not going to make this whole everybody. I love it when these people take this victory laps. When I don't know. I think they're 4-1 now. I feel like Lamar's been average. All of his success comes off of like running, essentially off of called pass plays. And he's had multiple interception games. And he was really bad in the first half. I mean, the first 2.5 quarters, really, until he started to go off in that second half. So I'm not going to crown him like everybody else is doing after a half against the Colts, who decided to go into this prevent defense.
That was a huge mistake.
They changed their defense completely and wouldn't come out of it. And he was able to just throw it underneath. He did hit Hollywood Brown deep, but he just kept finding Andrews over the middle and then Hollywood over the middle. And I don't know what they did. But I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not going to change my mind about what I feel Lamar is. I don't think Lamar's I don't think he's a long-term, consistent Super Bowl winning quarterback. He won an MVP in a year. It was hard to figure him out. But I just think he's too inconsistent. He's not a guy that I'm going to put my money on because I think he makes too many mistakes. He relies too much on the run. And if you can get any type of pass rush with a few guys, he's going to struggle hardcore. Chargers are really fucking good. Really good. I don't care if they're going west to east. I like the Chargers. I think they did that in like week 1 or something like that and ended up winning. I'm gonna bet money line on this one. I think I got 0.5 unis on this baby.
Yeah. The thing with Baltimore and Lamar. So you talked about that. Like, what gets me is he's capable of these games. DJ, he went 37 of 43.
Yeah, I know. He did really well in that
franchise record, 442 yards.
Name one other really good quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens.
Trent Dilfer.
yeah. I was waiting for you to throw that franchise record.
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, just fucking.
You need me to keep going
all day. Chargers beat Washington in week 1, so.
Yeah, week 1 we don't remember.
I know. I'm just saying they flew out east and beat somebody. So
here's the thing though too, because I was texting actually the guy who's been trying to comment on us, and he actually told me he's going to leave us a poor review now because we can't answer his questions. But I was texting him after that game, and he was talking about how like it's kind of unfair, like the slander that Lamar Jackson gets, and I'm like, you know what, to an extent. But remember, he did this against the Colts, and it's not that the Colts are great on defense. However,
we're talking about a 1-4 football team too.
We're talking about a 1-4 football team, and we're not denying that he can take them to the playoffs. What me and you, what we've always banked on with Lamar Jackson is he's the guy that isn't going to get you to that Super Bowl and that Super Bowl win. Because if they're playing Buffalo in that game, that's not happening. Like they're not doing that.
Teams that they struggle against.
They're not doing that. Yeah, they're not doing that against Buffalo, who has a good defense and who can score with you, who can also put up 31 in a game. Like that's the difference.
I'm really low on both Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray, but I think I'd rather have Kyler Murray than Lamar Jackson. I don't think it's really that close.
Mark Andrews, 11 for $147 and 2.
All in the second half, dude.
9 for 125 and 2. Like, and the one nice thing too about this team is, and I don't want to make too much of it because he's a rookie. They're gonna get Rashad Bateman pretty soon here, and not that it's gonna make a huge difference, but he is the type of receiver that they don't currently have. Like
good one.
They have plenty of not good.
He is going to be in to kill Harry. I'm telling you right now.
He'll be fine.
No,
he'll be fine, and I think he'll be good in this offense because you've got Andrews working the seam, you've got Brown as the deep threat, and you've got Bateman, who is fast, but he can still – I shouldn't call him fast. He's got okay speed, but he's that guy that can be more of that possession receiver. He is one of the pieces that they're kind of missing. I think he can help take them over the top.
I don't think he can help take anybody over the top.
I don't know. We find out next.
I'm low on Rashad Bateman. I feel the same way I felt about N'Keal Harry. And I was right about N'Keal Harry. So we'll see how I turn out with Rashad Bateman.
I did not like N'Keal Harry at all. So
lots of people loved him.
That receiver class was funky. Like some people were forced to like N'Keal Harry is what I think happened.
No, I hated him.
It was kind of like
he was never open.
It was like that. There was a receiver. It was Coleman, and then there was the kid from TCU a couple years back. And everyone was like, one of these guys is going to be good. Well, it doesn't always work out that way.
No. Rager? Was Rager from TCU?
Rager was, but this was pre him. Oh. There was a TCU receiver. There was a Baylor wide receiver. One of them had the last name of Coleman, and I am just blanking on it.
Yeah, I know Coleman.
They both went in the first round, I believe. God, I'm just blanking on who that is right now. Bush Light.
Coleman was the Baylor guy. I think he just said that,
yeah.
I'm blanking on his name, but fucking N'Keal Harry was never open. Like I watched as much as I could, and he was just never open. He was college and he's a little bigger and stronger than guys, so he just boxed him out. But he was just not open. He couldn't get open. I'm like, what are we watching here? Or like, what are we watching on tape? Am I watching the same thing as everybody else?
Corey Coleman.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Who's the TCU? I don't know the TCU guy.
I will. I'll get to that. You'll know him once I say the name. We've got one more left, and it's the Vikings-Panthers game. I, for one, I'm off the Vikings for a little while. I've taken it a couple weeks in a row here, so I'm going to give it a break. But you have a play on the total.
Yeah, I mean, we got the number one-ish defense somewhere in that area in the Panthers. And a Vikings defense, I think Dalvin Cook might be coming, or Vikings offense. It obviously has some explosive guys, but I think they really want to run and control the ball.
Cook practice today, Wednesday.
Yes. So I just think this is going to be a slow-moving game. I mean, we saw Carolina against the Eagles last week. It was slow and under. I think the Panthers are just an under team. I don't know if McCaffrey's going to play. I saw it 50-50. Darnold was weird in the second half of that football game, but I think they're going to turn into a team that just wants to dominate defensively and just not turn the ball over and play a slow, methodical game and control the ball. That's what I feel. And it's not like these Vikings are just fly. Yes, they have high flyers. They have good players, but they have Kirk Cousins, and they don't want to. They're not this high-flying team. They're not going to consistently be over the top. They don't have Justin Herbert at quarterback. They have Kirk Cousins. They're going to throw the ball over the middle, comebacks, things like that. Not a lot of deep routes. Justin Jefferson is dirty. He'll get a couple of those, but that's not their thing. They're not a big play team. They want to move down the field methodically. Panthers can play defense, obviously. Chris McCaffrey, those type of things. It's going to be a slow-moving game. I really think slow-moving as in, like, they're not going to move a lot, but the clock's going to run really fast.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's weird.
I don't have really anything to add to this game,
so
to be honest with you. For 0.1 uni.
0.1 uni.
It's not even the S on the end. It's just a uni.
Well, it's only one uni.
I went to the 2016 NFL draft. The wide receivers in the second round, I'm going from like the lowest one, so the closest one to the third round. Tyler Boyd, Michael Thomas, Sterling Shepard. Those were all three second-round wide receivers. Put those against the wide receivers that went in round one here. It's unbelievable how much better the second round was to compare to the first round. The Vikings took Laquan Treadwell.
Oh, my God.
The Washington, at the point in time, our words, took Josh Doxson.
Oh, I forgot about
TCU. Houston took Will Fuller. Will Fuller's had a nice career when he's been healthy. Well, he's had a good career when he's been healthy.
Has he?
Of the other guys? Like comparison?
He hasn't really had a career at all. I feel like he looks good for like a couple days and then he's gone.
Then he sprains his ankle.
I wouldn't call that, yeah.
Cleveland took Corey Coleman 15 overall. So of those three, I mean, you got Coleman, Fuller, Doxson, Treadwell. I guess there's four. But you would take the guys in the second round.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas, Sterling Shepard.
Is Michael Thomas playing football ever again?
I think he's eligible to come back like next week.
But is he going to play football ever again?
We'll find out. We will find out. DJ, I don't have. That's all of our bets. Do you have a money line?
Oh fuck! No, I'm too slow on it. I missed my one game again. I'm gonna hit it this week, but I can't take up more time. All I know is Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Oh, I'm so excited for 8:30 on Sunday morning. DJ, do you have anything else to add to this before we sign off?
No, my computer is. I plugged in, but the switch isn't on, so we're about to die. So
we're about to die. You got to make your Wednesday night pizza. Find us on Twitter at Loaded Box. Our website, loadedboxpodcast.com. All of our articles, all of our episodes, everything's there. Next episode, we'll be back. Same deal, week 7. We're available everywhere. Subscribe, rate, review. DJ, send us into Wednesday night pizza night.
Bye.